Subtle skills, big results.
Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast.
Welcome back, ninjas from around the world. We are excited to be with you today, as always. Before we dive in, the usual, check us out on Facebook, The Ninja Selling Podcast. Join our community, the fastest growing community in the world. If you want more information about Ninja, head over to ninjaselling.com. It's all there. Just click a button for whatever you're looking for. Installations, coaching, some basic knowledge, maybe purchase the book. All of the things are there at ninjaselling.com. You can find it. But here's the question of the day, Garrett. Many of you have completed a business plan for 2023, and now we are 2 weeks into the year. Have you looked at it since you finished it? Did you take it out and look at it and say, hey, what do I got to do this month? What do I got to do this quarter? Hopefully, most people will say yes. But Garrett, I know there's some people who are like, no.
Most people are sitting there right now. They're just still happy they made a business plan. They're like, I did it.
See it over there. It's sitting across the room.
I did it.
Yeah. So that's the question of the day.
This topic came up for us, Matt, because again, every time this time of the year, we watch people that have created their business plan and they haven't looked at it yet. And the problem with it is if you blink, it's going to be 2024. And we're going to sit back and go like, whoa, what happened to that time? And maybe I should look at my business plan because I'm getting ready to make my new business plan. How did things work last year? It's amazing how fast that can happen. And this topic came up for me, Matt, and I was thinking about flicking a light switch on to kind of get a bearing of where you're at. I woke up the other morning and I was standing in my bathroom, and my bathroom looks through the closet into the bedroom so that I can get to my door. And in my bedroom, there's a couch, a sitting area that if you're not careful, you'll break your kneecap off on. There are two 70-pound, 60-pound labs, and there are their bones that they leave. We give them these little bones that are death to your feet, by the way, if you step on one. They will put you down on your back, evil bones. So what we have is we have this journey that you have to make early in the morning from the bathroom to the door to get out, to get down the stairs. And you have a choice. You can leave the light on so you can see your pathway, get all the way to the door and make your way out, which, by the way, does not make for a happy marriage when you're the first one getting up and making your way to the door to leave it, because then you have your spouse that's laying in bed going, why did he leave the light on? So you can't do that. That's not an option. You can also just turn the lights off and try to hopefully find your way to the door without breaking a kneecap off or tripping on a dog or stepping on one of these darn bones. Or, and this is the cool part about how the human brain works, you can just turn the light switch on for a second, look at where you're going. Your mind will take a picture of all the things that are out there in front of it that are going to be coming up. You can turn the light off, and guess what? In your mind, you can still see it. So as you're journeying on your way to the door, your brain goes, that's right, there's a bone there, there's a brown dog there, this thing is sticking out a little bit, and you can make your way over. And it's amazing. With the power of your mind, you can put your hand out and put it right on the doorknob. It's the craziest thing. Even in a dark room, you're like, boom, doorknob. How did I do that? Because you got a picture of it in your mind and you can make your way out that door. We need to flick the light on every once in a while on your business plan. And that's where this analogy came for me, is how often do we take that journey we're about to go on, or where we're in that journey, and every once in a while just flick the light switch on in a very dark room and say, what is this path in front of me? What does this next week look like? What does this next month look like? Let's look at all the activities, all the things that are going on. And yeah, there might be things in there that represent in your calendar the bone, the dog, the couch that you could potentially trip and shut yourself down on. Or we can see it and go, no, I can navigate around all this stuff to get me to where I want to go to have the success that I want to have, which is leaving the bedroom. That's where this came from me, Matt. And that's where I was like, I think we should talk about this because, again, I think a lot of people, this is the time to flick the light switch on, look at their business plan and get a picture of where they're at right now, even though we're only a couple of weeks in.
So you're saying that a business plan is like night vision?
Oh, it's better.
I think it's a great analogy. We all can relate to that. We can all think of an experience where you've had a light on, you turned it off, you still see everything, or you know a path so well, you just know it even in the dark.
That path, the one you know that well, it will only get you the results that you are normally comfortable with. I know that path over and over again. I can do it, and we're in the same place. But like, I know people are going to experiment with it. Do this tonight.
Do the experiment, and you'll be like, whoa, that's so cool.
Have your spouse set up a whole bunch of random things around the bedroom, turn the light switches off, and be like, okay, navigate yourself to the other side and watch yourself fall all over the place.
This sounds like a new like TV show that we can put on. What's the channel that has all the goofy shows like that? The competition shows.
You answer all the questions right, and that determines how long you get to have the light on for. You get to turn it on for like a little flip, no light at all, or maybe you get a whole minute with the light on to kind of examine the room and see, like, okay,
certain obstacles get removed if you get.
I love it. I'm in.
Well, so your business plan does this, right? The business plan that if you've done it through Ninja Coaching and through our workshop that we've done with all of our coaching clients, or you've done Larry Kendall's webinar, that plan is designed to show you all the things. And one thing I know a lot of people say, oh, it's so long, it's so big and comprehensive. It's like, yeah, it's so that when you go back and look at it, it is just literally like flipping the light switch on. You have a little summary there that can give you those short moments of, I can see it all now versus now trying to figure it out. Because without the plan, you're just kind of doing things. You're learning things as you go, and that's okay. We can handle that, and you can have certain levels of success with that. But if you know exactly where everything is, like you can get across that bedroom without having to stop, without having to like try to like, because there's the other option too. If it's really dark, you're just kind of moving really slowly. You're maybe shuffling your feet to wait for them to bump into a dog or a bone or something.
It's not worth breaking a toe. I'll just tell you that.
No. So you shuffle, which slows you down. And then it's like, oh man, am I ever going to get out of this bedroom? Because then once you get into the middle of the room, you're not near a light switch anymore either. So now it's like, oh no, now I'm in the middle of the dark. I don't have access to a light switch. What can I do? If I don't know where I'm going to go, I guess I could go back the way I came. I already know what that's like. And so we don't want that to happen with your business. And the business plan is also designed to help you overcome obstacles that we didn't see, that maybe surprise us when all of a sudden they appear. Like, oh, I don't know, a pandemic or the fastest interest rate hike that we've ever seen. You know, those kinds of things that, you know, maybe impact business just a little bit. Your business plan helps you navigate that. But if you don't look at it, then we don't know what we're doing next week. And then we're just filling our time with realtor stuff. And we get back to like, I was realtoring today, instead of saying, hey, I was executing on my plan, which I know is driving me in the direction that I want to go.
And Matt, what you just said is really important. It's easy to fill it with realtor stuff and feel successful at the end of the day and feel successful at the end of the week doing realtor stuff. And then you get to the end of the year and you're like, wow, that wasn't the year that I intended. Yeah, that wasn't really, I didn't hit the numbers I wanted to hit. I didn't have the success that I wanted to have. I didn't do the things that I wanted to do. But if you looked at day to day, you felt successful day to day because you were accomplishing things. You had things to do. It's not like you were just sitting around going, oh, I don't know, what do I do today? And then getting the end of the year going like, well, I don't know, didn't hit my numbers, but hey, I was, sitting on my butt the entire year. I don't think you were. I don't think anybody was. But we were not clear on where we're going. I do want to do an experiment, Matt. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to flick the light switch on for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to do a full-blown sprint through the bedroom to see if I can navigate through everything.
Try the full-blown sprint with the lights on first, just to make sure that that is a feasible effort.
Nope. My wife will fully understand when all of a sudden she hears this huge crash, and she's going to be like, part of her's going to go like, what are you doing? And then part of her's going to go like, and that's Garrett.
I didn't realize I could get across the room that fast. So one other thing I want to say about business plans too, Garrett, while we're on the business plan topic, for the folks who maybe haven't completed one, haven't started, or maybe you feel like your business plan isn't what you want it to be, they don't have to be complicated. Okay. So like, it's not like we're saying you need to have this complicated thing that in an instant, when you flick the light switch on, it's going to tell you everything you need to know. I mean, the plan could be doing the Ninja 9. And you need to then flick the light switch on to see, hey, am I doing the Ninja 9? Does my calendar have that stuff set up? Flipping the light switch on during your planning session each week, reviewing what your quarterly goals are, helping you understand, hey, am I set up to complete that pre-listing packet project that I wanted to have done by the end of the first quarter? Those are the types of things that we want to bring to our attention when we're flipping this light switch on, so that you don't get to the end of the quarter and go, oh man, I forgot to put that on the calendar. I got so busy with clients, and maybe it was a good quarter, but I forgot to do that thing that I know is going to help me reduce the number of hours that I'm working, or make my listing consultations more efficient. Or maybe it's reminding yourself to do that buyer process up front with your buyers and getting those things scheduled on the calendar for those of you who just tuned in last time. These are the types of things that a simple business plan, a complex business plan, whatever it is going to help you do when you look at it in that weekly meeting.
Matt, going back to what you said about if you haven't made a business plan yet, if that's not in your world at the moment, sometimes a simple mission statement will let you turn the lights on. An internal mission statement. We talked about the external. External is one that you might share with your clients. An internal one is, again, your driving mission about what you're doing on a business level and a personal level, who you are in this world. And a lot of times, if you just have a simple, really defined mission statement for yourself that lights you up and gets you excited about life and business, you can easily lay that over the last week and say, okay, did I at least walk my mission statement last week and complete that plan? And then looking at the upcoming week and say, okay, do I have a week plan that fits this mission statement for where I am, which is maybe helping people find the houses that are going to make their lives be the best that they can possibly be, while making an incredible income for my family and building wealth. Whatever it might be, having just something as simple as that will help you flick a light switch on for a second, see the path in front of you, see where you've been, and say, okay, we are walking in alignment with the person that I want to be. The more in-depth that plan is will allow you to it'll allow you to do what I was talking about, which is do a full-blown sprint through the bedroom at 5 o'clock in the morning and navigate to the door.
Should be quite impressive.
I'm not letting this analogy go. I'm going to try it, man.
I cannot wait to hear the results, and I may ask Sarah to give me the results versus you. Well, so, that's the main message that I think we have here. It's not a complicated one. It's not a long one. I will say this, though. If you don't have a weekly planning session set up, that's your light switch, okay? So if you don't have that set up, then you don't even have access to the lights. So make sure that gets on your calendar first. Have a weekly planning session, block out on your calendar 30 minutes to 60 minutes. And that's the session in which you flick on the light switch to be able to look at this business plan. So make sure that's set up. It's going to drive your week in an incredible direction. And you're going to feel really good. You're not only going to feel like you've done realtor things at the end of the week, you're also going to feel like, man, I've moved my business forward. I've moved my personal life forward. Because thinking about this too, our business plan also has a lot of personal stuff in there. Like, are we enjoying the things that we want to? Are we making sure we're booking the vacations we want to have? Are we doing the things that are going to help free up our life? And that's the thing that I see get missed most when people aren't paying attention to their business plan, because they can still run a great business. They can still have a good year, but sometimes it then becomes at the sacrifice of life. And that's not something that I want to see happen to people.
We see that happen all the time. There's a lot of very successful people out there that'll look back on the year and have to ask themselves, was it worth it? And it's not, for a lot of people, it's not about the numbers all the time. Feels good because you get to share with people, I had the best year I've ever had numbers wise. But internally, it is great to have the best you've ever had numbers wise, as well as combining that with also being able to have the best, time you got to spend with the people you love, also getting to do the things that you love. Because again, at some point you could have the highest numbers year after year. And then all of a sudden you're like burnt out, frustrated. I haven't had a trip in so long. I have all these things I love that I'm not getting a chance to experience. It is an entire package for everybody out there. If you want to do this long term and you want to have longevity in this business or any career that you're in. Yeah, as you said, this is not a big, long episode for everybody. This is fairly simple, but this is your time to start checking in. And Matt, I love that you said your weekly meeting with yourself, looking back at the week you just had, looking at the week you have coming up. That's probably the easiest way to start turning a light switch on and just kind of seeing what's around you. And then the more you can start adding in as a mission statement, a full-blown business plan, and being able to look at all those things will allow you to really navigate through rather than just being in the dark.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right. Well, with that being said, Matt, thank you so much for participating and being with me today. As always, I thoroughly enjoy my time I get to spend with you. And to everybody else out there, thank you for spending your time with us. As Matt said earlier in the intro, if you want to check out more about Ninja Selling, go to ninjaselling.com. You can learn about our classes, trainings, coaching program that we have through that. If you haven't got your book from Larry Kendall, which is Ninja Selling, you can get a great overview and understanding of what Ninja is through there. Other than that, go check out our Facebook group, Ninja Selling Podcast. You'll find it that way under search. And we appreciate everybody out there. And thank you so much. And yeah, here's to a great year coming up.
Absolutely. Have a great day, everybody. See you soon.
If you enjoyed today's episode and would like more, visit us at theninjasellingpodcast.com.
There you will also find links for more information about ninja selling and coaching. Have an incredible day.